Hey my friends, YouTube Shrekster here. Final Fantasy 15 is getting a release date at the end of this month. That's why I'm making this fucking video. My final thoughts before the release date and the release of Final Fantasy 15 in 2016. So, what do we have here? This to me is the foundation of worry when it comes to the Final Fantasy series. Because to me, I'm a huge fucking Final Fantasy fan. I put 3 of my favorite games of all time, or Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9. They're all in my top 10 list. All those 3 games does the fucking shit I'm looking for in my JRPGs, alright? So they are the pinnacle of gaming to me when it comes to both storytelling, awesome characters, excellent worlds, uniqueness, epicness, fucking full-scale world crisis where you can travel everywhere in the world with airships and good fucking shit like that, alright? So when I look at this, since Sakaguchi left Square, he left in the middle of the creation of Final Fantasy X. Final Fantasy X to me is a very solid game, but already here you can feel that the epicness is getting stripped a little bit because of the modern era we went into with high fucking graphics. The world map suddenly disappeared and it's pretty much been gone since the start of the PS2 era for Final Fantasy. And that fucking rips my heart out, my friends, because to me, Final Fantasy stands for fucking airship travel, some of the most epic cutscenes ever made that is in complete sync with the storytelling elements, like in Final Fantasy VII when the meteor is about to hit the fucking planet and you see the meteor, then you see the live stream come out of the planet and Sephiroth is in the crater and he's fucking the biggest threat of all fucking time and you're just like, holy shit, Sephiroth is fucking dangerous, oh my fucking god, oh, that's how I felt when I played that. And those games were the reason why I love JRPGs today. So to me, Final Fantasy should stand for what they stood for. If you look at Final Fantasy 1 throughout all the way to 9, they had the same epic scale in every game. It's what they stood for. It's what everyone tried to copy. And that's what I loved about them. So when I look at this, Final Fantasy X, they scaled down, made it into a summon the gathering fucking quest. Very campy compared to other Final Fantasy games. And then you have Final Fantasy X-2, which I consider the worst fucking Final Fantasy of all time. I haven't played that fucking shit to the end. It's that fucking bad. And here is my main source of worry when it comes to Final Fantasy 15. Because in the beginning, Nomura was the director of the game, and it looked great from the early footage. You can see this picture, Noctis, had some fucking real kick-ass designs. The coat he's wearing here is unique, it's really kick-ass. Then as the game progressed, they suddenly appeared like this. They looked like a J-rock band. They still look cool, and they're all in black, and I think that's awesome. It's a lot better than many JRPGs I've played in recent years when it comes to designs. So this is a good direction. What worries me is the change. Why did they go from that kind of kick-assness that is reminiscent of the past Final Fantasy to this more modern look? And the game is set in reality. That's another of my worries. Final Fantasy in reality, alright, Final Fantasy 8. It was also set in a reality. That was a pretty fucking good reality too, but they had some otherworldly shit. You had a full fucking scale world shit, and you went to the moon, and you have the Sorceress Abel, Sorceress Edea, Sorceress Ultimecia. That's the kind of shit Final Fantasy 15 needs to deliver. And that's where fucking Final Fantasy Typo comes into the picture. The director that took over for Final Fantasy 15 was the director of Final Fantasy Type fucking O. That's the worst fucking Final Fantasy story I've ever fucking played, and the character in this game sucks ass. The Typo characters, the pinnacle of blandness. The Final Fantasy 15 characters, based on the demo I played, I gotta say, they have some great stuff going on, the interactions with them. Some of the characters are better than the others. Noctis, he may be a boring as fuck character too. We don't know, but I'm trying to be optimistic, so I'm gonna say, yeah, Noctis gonna fucking kick ass. And it looks like he has some kind of superpowers based on the footage we saw early on, alright? And that is the kind of shit I'm looking for. The otherworldly shit that takes the plot to a new level and then it explodes into pure fantasy realm, because I don't want reality, my friends. And that comes to one of my final worries about Final Fantasy 15. Have you seen the world map they've shown? kind of gave an overview map, and you can see it's a real scale. You travel kilometer by kilometer on it looks like a green plain, forests like that. You will sit there for hours on end, and you will drive there with your vehicle. You will stop, you will camp, you will fucking eat some food, you will continue to go out into the field, explore a little town here, ooh, let's catch a chocobo. It'll suck a million hours out of your time, but I'm worried that the story progress will be hampered by tenfolds by doing this, because it reminds me of Western RPGs where you run around on fields forever, nothing happening, just exploring what I call pure fucking bullshit. Some games do that well, but Final Fantasy shouldn't be like that, in my opinion. Final Fantasy should go from event to epic event to epic event, character development, boom bang, plot twist left right, and then you get some fucking real shit, and then you have a planetary threat, whatever. Final Fantasy 15 may not go in this direction. That worries the shit out of me, alright? Because if I travel on a small little plane, it's big in realistic size, but compared to previous Final Fantasy games where you have fucking full world maps, it's a huge world. It's many different huge cities. Everything is gigantic in size. So Final Fantasy 15 may be the most area you can run on and explore, but in reality it's the smallest scale on a Final Fantasy game ever. And I tell you, ever! If they don't go beyond that map, the story is gonna be tiny, my friends. We don't really know the elements about the stories yet, but it involves crystals. It involves some fucking crystals. We don't know what that is. I'm interested in finding out. I hope Final Fantasy 15 surprises me like fuck, because based on the demo, the gameplay was pretty alright. I'm not sold they can deliver it, because it's not fully action and it's not fully automatic or turn-based or whatever. It's like a hybrid, so I don't get a high from either side. I can't get a real pumped up feeling from the battle. So I'm skeptical, my friends, and you can only play as Noctis. You can't change character. What the fuck? Even Type O lets you change character. So you're locked to Noctis throughout the whole game. But in every other Final Fantasy game you can play with all the characters on your team, with the exception of Final Fantasy 13 where you control everyone at the same time, which is not my preference. The Final Fantasy 13 saga can get pretty epic. It's got Square Enix trademark cutscenes. It gets fucking epic as shit at times, but still it's a huge step back compared to Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9. The fucking glory period of Final Fantasy! My favorite games in the series, which made them huge, mind you. Those are the games they should fucking challenge themselves. They should go after those games. They should try to get a trophy over their own games. I don't think Final Fantasy 15 will do that, but I still think it will be a good game. Like most of these games are good. When I played Final Fantasy 13, tons of negative shit to say about it. I enjoyed it. It was fun. Final Fantasy 10 too, even better, had more fun. Final Fantasy Lightning Returns had some really unique gameplay features. Final Fantasy 12, one of my least fucking favorite Final Fantasy games. It's fucking boring. Vaughn, piece of shit main character, right? He sucks. And you follow it. I want to be a pirate. I want to be a fucking pirate. That's all he says throughout the whole game. He's pathetic. I hate him. Balthier was a good character, but he was very stiff, and the story progress was so slow that I didn't give a fuck at the end of the tunnel, right? So this is the fucking trophies of skepticism for the Final Fantasy series. It's like they're standing here, all good quality releases, but they don't have a flying shit against the pinnacle of Final Fantasy in my opinion. I know a lot of people think Final Fantasy X is one of the best Final Fantasy games. To me, it's not, but it's still a good game. So, when it comes to Final Fantasy 15, what will they do? The music has already failed for me compared to Nobuo Uematsu. He fucking kicked ass. I have a fucking playlist of my favorite tracks. It's fucking 100 tracks or something that I think are top the fuck notch. And the intro screen to Final Fantasy 9. I can even say it now, it's that fucking memorable. Final Fantasy 15 demo, Some generic piano shit didn't give anything to me. Just a failure. The music will not deliver. I'm saying that right now. It cannot deliver compared to Uematsu. Where is Uematsu? Why didn't I hire Uematsu? He's a freelance composer. He's just waiting to compose some great shit. But they don't hire him because they're fucking dumb. Having said that, I'm still hoping Final Fantasy delivers. I hope it surprises me. I hope it kicks a bloody fucking ass. Because that's what I want them to do. Having said that, that's my thoughts about Final Fantasy 15 before release. I see you later, fuckers. What do you think about Final Fantasy 15? Have you played the demo? What did you think? Episode Dusk. Let me know in the comment section below. See you later, fuckers. So drink some fucking Pepsi tonight, my friends. Ah, huge bottle of fucking cock Pepsi. Final Fantasy 15 better not be a fucking road trip from start to finish. I tell you right now, better not be a fucking road trip. Adios, fuckers.